Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today we're going to be looking at some Seiko kind of turtle-esque watches. No, these are not the mini turtles that, launched in the Far East a couple of months ago, which, by the way, we'll get them one day. I just don't know when that day will come. But I was able to get these watches that you guys might have seen on the website. I guess I won't call them mini turtles. They're turtle, it's a turtle style case, but the mini turtle really is reserved, I guess, for the dive watch with the dive bezel. But I was offered these SRPC models, and I bought a few of them. And what was funny was the one I really didn't buy much of was model number SRPC 13, which I'll throw up a photo of, and I just thought, well, it's not really a very intriguing watch. Got a couple of pieces of it, and did a newsletter on all the turtles, and that 13 model gone, and so many people looking for it. Apparently, I had no idea. As much as I'm in tune with the blogosphere and what's going on in these companies, I didn't know this was like something that everyone was looking for. Limited edition, the orange hand, the tealish aqua blue dial, whatever. I'm continually trying to get them. I don't know if I will be able to get them again, but nonetheless, I have three here for you that I'd like to show you, just so you can get an idea. It's a very interesting style case, and you'll see what I mean when I throw up the measurements. For my own wrist check, I'm doing the 009 on the Super Jubilee, and I've been wearing this more than the 007 on the Super Oyster. I think it's because it's so comfortable. The Jubilee bracelet is, even though it's firm and there's not much droop to it, it's so comfortable. And then, of course, I still have the UN on. Once it's out of the box, how can you turn it down and not put it on? Let's check out these mini turtles. So I have three of these turtles in front of you here. I guess I will call them mini turtles because they're like the turtles. It's got a turtle case, but just not the external dive bezel. And it's got a fixed internal bezel. I have three of them here. A blue dial on steel. Lovely. A black dial on steel, and a PVD one on a leather strap, which apparently turns out to be a limited edition. Sticker on the back, which I did not know until I actually got them into stock. I will do my usual. I'll talk about one of them in depth. It will be the blue one, and then we'll go over the other two quickly. So here is the blue dial model. It is model number SRPC09K1. As you can see on the sticker, it is, well, I guess we'll just go right through the sticker, right? It's water resistant to 100 meters, has a hard Lex crystal. It's powered by a 4R36 movement, which is Seiko's own movement. It hand winds and it hacks, which means as I pull out the crown set the time, the seconds hand, that really cool triangular seconds hand, stops. Those of you that are checking it out will say, wow, it's got a Spanish day. Well, it's a dual language wheel. So you select the language you want, English or Spanish, and at nighttime it will flip through the languages, and it will keep your preferred language visible during the waking hours. So like I said, hand winds and hacks, power reserve for about 40 hours. We'll go over the specs. Now here's where it gets interesting. The watch is 44 millimeters in, if you want to call it a diameter, because it's not really a circle, but this is 44 millimeters. It is 13 millimeters thick. It's right here. Now where it gets interesting is the tip to tip. You can see there is basically no lug to speak of. So tip to tip, it's 41. So the watch is actually wider than it is long. It's, I guess if it was an engine, it would be over square. So you can clearly see that even though it's a 44, don't write it off. Wait till you see, when I pop it on the wrist later. It's 41 tip to tip. It's smaller than most other watches. What's a 38 or 37 millimeter watch tip to tip? Probably around 40 or 41. So don't dismiss it if you have small wrists, because a lot of it is taken up in the diameter and not in the tip to tip. Anyway, it has a 22 millimeter lug. As I mentioned, it's got the hard Lex crystal. It's got a fixed internal timing bezel. You cannot rotate it. It's basically just there to give you the minute markings. There's Loom. There's Loom Bright, of course. We'll flip it over. It is a see-through case back, screw down. and it is 100 meters water resistant. So it does not have a screw down crown, it's just push pull. So you would not want to take this diving, although you probably could snorkel with it rather easily. It is a solid link bracelet, and it is a double push button deploying clasp, as you can see through the plastic. It's really, obviously, you know, one of my favorites. Really a nice watch. What do I like about it? And you'll see this present in the other models as well. If you look outside the crystal, you can see just the way they've designed the watch. There's like a ring of blue where you'd expect a bezel to be. And let's zoom in on it so we can really check it out. So you can see the dial. You can see all the nice dial work in the hand. It's all beautiful. But then if I take a tool and I just kind of touch off, that's the edge of the crystal here. So this is actually part of the bezel. They've colored part of the bezel, and it really, you know, plays nicely with the dial. You know, like I said, wait till you see some of the other ones, what they did with it. They really did a nice job, but you can see the dial work as usual. It doesn't disappoint. It is a raised crystal, as you can see. I guess it's ever so slightly domed, and that's present just by, you know, the distortion of the dial as I turn the crystal in and out of the camera a little bit. But awesome looking. Let's do a Loom Shot for you. I'll zoom back first. So there you go. Seiko obviously does not disappoint in the loom department. There's no loom on the seconds hand here. I don't think you really need it. Very easy to tell and read the time in low light. I should mention all the watches here I'm going to show you are priced right around the $180, $190 mark. So still very affordable, great looking autos. What I'll do next is I'll switch it up to the black dial. Here we go with the black dial. This is SRPC 11K1, and as you can see, it's basically the same watch. Black dial, the orange, kind of a, what do you call it, an extended triangle? I don't know if there's a name for it. I think it's really cool. It's black dial with the really accented seconds hand. And then in this case, you can see the ring of black around the crystal. Really looks good around the hard-wax crystal. And you know, again, this is your just, whoops, see that? You guys ever notice the Seiko stickers don't stick to the bracelet? On a Jubilee, it's like trying to put tape on a piece of a greased pan or something. It just doesn't stay. Anyway, so when you get your watches and the stickers are falling off, it's not used. It's just you flex the bracelet a little bit and the stickers fly off. Anyway, this is the black dial. It just looks really nice, and yeah, it's your basic plain black dial. I just like to show off the blue because that's my favorite, and I think they do an awesome job on blue, which is going to bring us to the last one, the limited edition one. So here we have SRPC 15. Same watch, but it's in a PVD or an IP case, leather strap. I like how they did the tied off ends. I think that's stylish. I think that's a modern style. You see more and more leather straps having it. I guess not modern as in they just invented it, but you know, lately you see it more and more, and I like that Seiko is using it. You know, maybe someone over there is keeping score and doing things right every now and again. On this one, if you check it out, you'll see that right around the crystal is that blast of white or cream, and I think that just gives the watch such a nice pop. The second hand is not luminous, even though it's white, just so you know, or the lumen on all these is the same. But just a beautifully done case, beautifully done plating job. Again, the limited edition across the case back. Seiko doesn't miss a beat. They match the buckle. It's PVD. And again, this one's really nifty. And I do wish I had that blue dial to show you. I don't. If I ever get them again, don't worry. I'll get as many as I possibly can. I guess something that I did not mention, and it adds to the comfort of the watch. The crown is just about at the 4. It's actually a little bit before the 4, and it's all tucked away, so it makes the watch extremely comfortable to wear. They did a really good job on designing, and let's pop one of them on the wrist, and let's check out how it looks. So there you go. There it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Look at how the lugs, the lack thereof, don't even go anywhere near the edges of my wrist. 44 millimeter diameter watch, 41 tip to tip. So extremely easy to wear for probably even smaller wrists. I mean, yes, the watch dial is large because it's a larger watch, but you know, there's a decent bevel on the case, and There's that blue strip that I told you about. So the crystal itself is not tremendous, and the watch is extremely, extremely comfortable. Real knockout. The regular turtles with the diving bezels, they are somewhere around 48 tip to tip. So even though left to right they're almost the same size, this is so much smaller. I think they did a really great job with the case design. It's I guess it's retro, right? In a way, not the size, but just the overall styling of it. Really looks nice. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you a quick video on these Seiko mini turtles. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, and I'll be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.